Sounds like most things are in place. We're reaching live stream number 17. I'm gonna close a few things I have here, so ignore me for a second. Go away, go away. And how I start is yes, go away. Go away. And I'll need this soon. Go away. And thank you, Ulrich, for the issue. Go away. Cool. So this seems to be there, up and running. Let's quickly turn the volume up and see if the audio is good. The moment when you don't hear anything because your headphones are not plugged. And plugging them in 3, 2, 1. Volume's down. Volume goes up. Whoa, music is way too loud. All right. Cool, that's good volume. Music seems to be okay. Go back to the presentation screen. Cool. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Reasonable Coding. This is episode number 17 and we're going to be talking a little bit of native development with the SC, or actually EC tool. I'm gonna mute myself, this is killing me. I have not actually used EC more than maybe a few commands, and I wasn't a fan of it. So I just went to Dune and been doing native development with Dune. But it looks really nice. It has so many good properties that I figured I need to give this a proper shot. I need to give this another try, actually learn how to use it, how it works, and maybe I like it. You know, if after this stream I still don't like it, then well, at least hopefully I'll have good reasons for it. Now I'm gonna open the dashboards on my phone. Well, at least hopefully I'll have good reasons for it. Cool. Interesting. Now the dashboard looks way different on the app. Okay, that's the one that I wanted to know, to look for. Great. And I've actually set up an IRC link to the Twitch chat. So essentially, if you talk to me, I will get pinged over here. And I'll try to get that displayed. We'll see if it works by sending me a message over my phone. Ping. So that didn't work. I do see your oh hello B Phantom, how's it going? I do see the messages, but I do not see the ping or anything, and I'm tempted. Okay, let's just do WeChat sound alert on message. That might be something quick that I can do. Notify send WeChat alert. No, I don't see any flag that I can just turn on. So I'll just close this. All right. So let's begin from the beginning. I don't have any projects just yet, so I'm gonna make a new folder here. Let's call this easy stuff. And we'll go through the get started guide and see what happens. I'm also experimenting with this layout where I don't have to go back and forth different screens, right? Like this. but rather have the terminal on the right and then on the left the browser on whatever I'm reading. I figured it would be nicer for the live stream. Oh, you know what? I should probably get some water. Yes, 1 sec. Water is there. Everything seems cool. All right. I'm good. You good? You ready? Should we get started? Get started. Okay, so what is easy? Maybe we want to start at the beginning. It's a simple workflow for native recent and OCaml. It provides a package.json driven format, which is inspired by NPM. Project isolation, develop multiple projects simultaneously without conflict. I like this. Fast teleporting builds. Mumbo jumbo, let's see. All local projects automatically share build caches, okay, with each other, and caches support teleportation across network. I reckon teleportation just means rsync, or copy the cache somewhere else. Deterministic and offline. Generate log files and dependency source snapshots for ultra-reliable corporate-friendly builds. Yeah, okay, I really like this. It reminds me to some of the properties that Bazel build has. Bazel itself doesn't actually care about the language you use, but it's a build tool by Google. I love the motto: fast, correct, choose to build and test software of any size quickly and reliably. And I use this to work at Spotify, and it's something that Google uses internally. It handles just ginormous repositories quite efficiently. But yeah, as you can see, it's they don't phrase the benefits in the same way. I guess they care more about extensibility than some of these things. But anyways, let's get started. Quick start. We need to npm install that. Easy. All right, there we go. Cool, it's installed now. And I just had a thought, maybe I can open this folder as a split on the Twitch chat window, so I don't miss out on what you're saying, or when you ping me. So if I do a split, oh nice, this I can do that. Ta-da! So repos, easy stuff. Great. All right, so now we have easy. There is some repo that we can clone, and it has everything in it. So I guess we can do that. We can do, yeah, let's just clone in here. Git clone, and then get github.com, sc, ec, ocaml, hello, recent.git. this clones the hello recent project, and then we go inside it, and then we just say easy. Okay. So this is doing some fetching and some installings. Wonder how easy would it be for me to, oh my god, I can just switch. Now I'm coding, now I'm chatting. Oh, I'm unstoppable. Unstoppable? Maybe grammar would stop me. Okay, so EC seems to be compiling a bunch of stuff. It continues to be compiling a bunch of stuff. Livestream. It's building OCaml 469. I do not know what version of OCaml that is. That doesn't look like an OCaml version. It might be the version of their port or some wrapper package they have. ECOCaml has subs, has confwitch, base Unix. So it might be detecting some of the things I have in my workspace. Let's look what the source of this looks like. So in here, oops, sorry. We have, interestingly, Dune project, Azure pipelines, an MIT license, and a package.json. Okay, so let's open the README and see what happens. A project which demonstrates a recent workflow with EC. So you need EC, you can install the latest away. Then you can install the project dependencies using EC install. That's not what the quick search said, but I guess it's equivalent. Then build the project dependencies along with the project itself, EC build. Now you can run your editor within the environment, which also includes Merlin. Okay, that's very nice. ECVim. After you make some changes to your source code, you can rebuild with EC build, and you can shell into the environment. Oh, that's so cool. Creating pre-built binary packages for your current platform with no dependencies. This is taking quite some time. But we end up having all of the guarantees that are listed here. The isolation between projects means that you actually need to have a lot of things per project, sort of like your NPM packages, node modules, and whatnot. And deterministic and offline means let's probably download the sources as well for all of this and building them locally. Okay, so this might take some time. So what the hell are we building? Source. And we have no source. Lib. Let's look for anything that ends with RE. Okay, we have a binary called hello and a library called util. Hello. We have a console package that Merlin typed. And then we have a libutil hello. What will this do? Lib util. I have no idea what this is. Pastel. What's a pastel? Okay, so I wonder why the ec.log, is it ec.log? Yeah, ec.log is not in my git ignore. Now that I add it, then searching for things is a little nicer. I don't see all the generated output. Wow, that's a bunch of CI stuff. Nice. For free. Okay, so let's go to the library lib and check the dune file. This looks familiar. I don't. There you go. Public name, hello recent, libraries, console.lib and pastel.lib. I have no idea what pastel is, so let's look that up. I guess npm, it would be an npm package, pastel. So if we go into the package.json, it needs dune for building, it needs, okay, recent native. Is that pastel? No. Yeah, that looks a lot like, no, what did I read? Sorry, I'm reading the wrong things. So recent native, pastel. Time marches on, marches on. So what is this? Okay. I guess this is library for logging as well. Terminal configuration, ANSI. So this seems to be a library for okay, for rendering things in a terminal. So printing stuff. This is still building things. My CPU usage is fairly high, so I assume that it continues to build. I do not know how long it's taking. Several minutes. I wonder if this happens the first time you build any project. I expect it not to, since it has this property where you have teleporting builds, where you have a shared build cache. So anything that I'm building here, I'm building for the first time, and I should probably build only once. Okay. No, come on, damn it. Okay, time to take a look at that build cache. Yeah, it looks like we go right from where we were. Minier and Dune, which might have not been finished from above. Yeah, here is Dune. All right, so it's cancellation friendly. Hopefully that's not gonna mess up the rest of the the experimentation. But yeah, once we get once we have this set up and running, and we check the binaries and that they work, maybe we can scope a little project and try to build it. I think it'll be nice. Build, 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 build. It's like boats, boats, boats from How I Met Your Mother. So what else do we have here? We have scripts. We have an SE key in our package.json that defines how we build. And the build is reformat error, dune build, and then self-name. And I assume the name will be this one. Optional release section customizes results of SE release. Okay, interesting. And then you have the release section over here that has the name of the binaries that you're publishing. Ooh, nice. The Internet Stiftelsen, just like the Internet Foundation, I think, here in Sweden, just offered recent Stockholm, the recent ML meetup I helped run here in Stockholm. Co-working spaces for, what is it? Yeah, for an event, so a venue. That's cool. Thank you so much. I don't think you're listening, but thank you anyway. And then we have a script for testing purposes. And then, okay. So we depend on latest Merlane and some version of a camel. I don't know what this is. 406 might be 06, might not be. The latest reformat error and all of this. Resonated console, pass all rely. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little bit dubious. Why would we need to reinvent, a console log when they are already native modules for doing this? Sure, they don't look like JSX out of the box. Like if you go for format by Daniel Boonsley. Yeah, pretty combinators, so you can use this to do all sorts of crazy things in a type safe way as well. And then maybe just build this, the JSX transform on top of this. What's the need to rewrite everything to understand? I understand rewriting to understand. I don't understand rewriting to understand and not reuse. All right, continues to build. It's building quite a few things, which is fine. In the meantime, I'm gonna check Twitter. Essentially, yeah. Nice. We're done. It built. Great. So now I guess we could try to build it. Easy build. Okay. So EC, how do we run this thing? Okay, this ECX. Hello. Running test program. Okay, that makes sense. That's what we saw. Here is the utility one. And here's the other thing. Now, I don't know why hello, what's the signature of this? Unite the string. This returns a string. Right, of course. This is just a bunch of combinators. It's gonna modify this string and print endline is gonna print it. That makes sense. Okay. Okay. I'll take your word for it, Ulrich. Ladies and gentlemen, Ulrich Strid. Okay. All right. So it builds. What happens when we do is release? We have a release folder. Let's see what's inside there. Great. We have a binary and exports. We have an installation release script that wraps something and a README. The README is the same README that we had. The package.json Okay, just defines the binary that we had and the path that it has. That's good. And what else we have here? An installation release script. Right. Cool. So I'm seeing a lot of preparation for the installation of this command. Okay. Oops. So we have an export folder that has a tar file with a bunch of stuff. I assume this is all of the runtime dependencies that we need. And we have a binary that we can all actually run, and a store path, which is just underscores. Okay, let's do something. Let's try to run that. Release binary hello. Right. But I can't quite run that binary directly. I have to install it through the script, right? Cool. We don't need to look at Cool. We don't need to look at all the CI magic right now, but it'll be very nice to understand a little bit what's going on. Right, and that makes sense. That path's gonna be changed when you install it, right? Nice. In the meantime, I should be able to go to EC default binary. What? What is this? Where is my binary? Store? Okay, I guess I'm bound to do this, right? All right, let's try something. Earlier today, and for the past few days, Ulrich has been trying to use a library that I've been playing around with called HTTPkit, and I may have mentioned it before. It's a high-level library for writing HTTP and HTTPS clients and servers. It's fairly high level in that you don't need to know a lot of what's going down the hood, but I'm building it with a primary focus on performance, meaning any of the abstractions that I'm building on top have to be as cheap as possible, so that the underlying libraries that give it the raw speed, which is the library called HTTPAF, literally as fuck, doesn't suffer from this higher level of abstraction. And he was having some trouble trying to get this installed and running, so we'll try to do the same thing. We'll have a look at the branch where he was committing. By the way, what the hell is this bro thing? Does that mean that is this because we're paying GitHub? Anyways. I do not know if the depth of a path make it easier to relocate anywhere. No. It stands for Angstrom and Faraday, right? Which are the parser and serialization libraries that Sergio Spiros Eliopoulos has written in for inhabited type. Ta-da! WebSocket AF, HTTP AF. The A is for angstrom, parser combinators built for speed, and the F is for Faraday. Serialization library built for speed and memory efficiency. They're kind of complementary. Good idea to take a look at them. The curve might be a little steep if you haven't worked with combinators libraries before. So I don't know if EC really just relies on the paths for this hermeticity. I know that, for example, Bazel just symlinks a folder that's you don't have write access to as a user, so that you can't touch it really, and they handle the whole hermeticity and relocability through lower level primitives such as user permissions and so on. I'm not an expert on that either, but I know that the path length has nothing to do with how they do relocatable builds. I do understand though that if your path is 100 cars, then you can change it to whatever that's 100 cars or less, and you'll be able to still build. But I don't know what the underlying reason for that is. Anyways, the library that I'm wrapping with HTTP-Kit is called HTTP-AF, and it's much lower level. This is the thing that makes HTTP-Kit fast. The only thing HTTP-Kit does is give you safety, as in like when you're programming stuff. So let's try to use this branch. So I'm gonna go with my first cut in do man s. Okay, there's no help page for EC. There is one, but it doesn't install it. Okay. This looks like it's been generated with command liner. I like it. And we have add for adding a new dependency. Let's try that. EC add. So what do I do now? I guess I put the path to the repo. Okay. No. Also no. What? This is found something? Oh, okay, right. So I didn't find anything. I don't know how to install this. Let's go to the docs. Let's do EC add help. So we have npm registry, opam overrides. Oh, this is so nice. So many configs. Really liking it. And then we have a package. But what is the package really? Is it the name of the package? Is it a path? Okay. Let's go to the docs. I guess we can go through the get started guide. We've been through this. We have updated things. We have run the compiled executable. We can run any command after EC, which is nice. Using unreleased packages. Nice. This is exactly what I want. Thank you, EC. EC allows to use unreleased version packages hosted in their development repositories. Okay, so I need to modify my file. That's okay. I can do that. Package.json, dependencies, and then what do we have here? Name of the dependency first. And then the version, I guess I don't have a version, so I'm just gonna put nothing in there, star, any version. And then we can do resolutions. Sorry, so sorry with that. Twitch definitely needs to fix that. But you can use some commands with slash. I don't know if I have them here in the IRC terminal, but I also don't remember what the question was. Really sorry about that. Okay, so we want to say that the package HTTP kit will come from a repo, and I guess this is okay, user repo commit. So maybe I can do Ostera, HTTP kit, and then I have multiple files, so I'll just do http-kit.opam, and that's, I'm getting ahead of myself, I'm reading what's going on here. And now I can put the hash, and the hash should be this one over here. Bam. No. Okay. Cool. Do you think that will have the same effect? I'm gonna open EC on a vertical slice. So EC build. Sorry, EC install. Okay, it found stuff, and now it's going through the dependencies that I need. Nice. Very nice. Oh, I can do that? All right. Let's try that. Let's say I'm going to go from R, and I need the opam one. There you go. Like that. And I'm going to go to install again. I'm switching back to HTTP kit. I'm going to name this there. Cool. EC link. Maybe I can only link other EC projects. But that's okay. We can get it working with, yeah. We can get it working with EC first. Like here, just make a request, and then if that works, then boom. Oh. I'm just gonna use the one from GitHub right now, and maybe by the end of or later on the stream we can try to link it. So now that I have this thing there, I should be able to just do ecvim if I remember correctly. Are they working on this full time at Facebook? Sweet. Okay, let's just go to the next page then. Linking packages in development. I wonder why this is running all over again. Yeah, this is sort of what I just run. Oh, okay, I know the problem. The problem is that when I run this thing, right, link, I actually have a colon and not a slash for the OPAM file. So link easy install. Oh, my bad. It's just no last name, no username there. Saving. And it's doing stuff. Good. Thanks, Ka. Thanks, Ulrich. Oh no! God no! I wish. This is WeChat. This is just an IRC, terminal application, and I'm connecting it to Twitch. The client I built, it's still unfinished. Yeah, it is a IRC. I'm actually connected to Freenode, so I can go to like the CoCamel channel here. Erlang channel, Twitch, and so on. Yeah, I know, right? It's really strong. So the client I built, I'm almost ashamed to show it. Twitch board, doing build. Oh, I guess it doesn't build anymore. It's been 6 days since I started doing the UI with Naughty, which is a terminal library. But I had a problem. The Naughty UI uses some operators. Let's say if I go to UI, for example, that's right, stream. There you go. Uses this operator plus plus that's redefined to mean attribute concatenation, but it doesn't actually have a function name. So you can see here plus plus is not defined anywhere else, right? And the recent transform takes this and turns it into caret, string concatenation. Doesn't matter where you're using it, doesn't matter how you're using it. So I can't use the library, and because of that it broke, and it's been broken since. You know how it goes. Okay, so let me just close this one, and that's another project, HTTP kit. Did I make this bigger or smaller? Okay, I think that works. I can still read. Can you read? So the linking worked, and now running easy vim. Ooh. Okay, so this is the problem that you had, Ulrich. We're using we are using right now easy, and we're finding the same problem. There you go. So the problem is that source client dune doesn't find the library HTTPAF LWT. And I think that makes sense. Why? Because in this file, I did not put LWT at all, which is kind of what I want it to be. But for other reasons, Dune doesn't seem to care. Dune just builds. It's fine. So if you go source client Dune, we have LWT here. So we should remove that. We should remove this thing as well. Oops. We should probably remove all of this. And see what happens. Right, so we do have, okay. So source client request does make a reference to LWT result, and that's because it should be IO. That should be abstracted away. Good catch, Rick. I was missing that. So 51 should be IO of result. Cool. So that should build now. And now the tools, tools Dune, raw echo server probably needs access to HTTPAF LWT directly. So that builds, it built, great. So I'll commit that first. Yep. Core, and this would be remove traces of LWT from client. And then we have tools, fix missing live. Okay, I'll push this. Great. Yeah, precisely. Koa, you're right. So now we should be able to do ECVim again, and then this will have a different error. Oh, it worked. Okay, I'm surprised. So let's go to our hello world, and we'll ditch all this this stuff. And I'm just gonna remove the lib folder. I don't want any of that. I'm just gonna put everything on this one file. Cool. Save. Easy build. It doesn't work. I wonder why. Maybe I need to reinstall it because I committed unless the git chat changed. No? Are you sure, EC? Okay. Good thing it didn't force the thing. So I don't know, does HTTP appear here? It doesn't seem to appear. Guys, help. Yes, absolutely. I'll make the left hand side a little smaller and I'll just zoom one, and is that good? Oops, sorry. So the error when I do EC build is build log. I'm gonna make this bigger. EC build, building this thing, right? From here, from this folder, running make build, make dir underscore build, operation not permitted. Which is, how does it build things with Dune otherwise? So hang on, and go steady until the end of time. Okay. Odd. That's okay. So being dune. All right. So I clearly need to specify that I need HTTP kit. So if I build it again, can I say watch? Nice. Okay, so now I expect to have HTTP kit, and I do. And let's do the easy one. I'm gonna create a request. What? I'm confused. All right, yeah, we're missing that part. Actually, I am missing your changes. I'd never checked them out, so I'm gonna rebase origin client request data type. Oh, run for cover. It should be good here. Yeah, good. So if I guess I can restart the build washer, and then. Sorry, did your changes do that? I forget. Palm, make build. Right. And then in the make file, I can just change that to be, it's already here. Okay, so I wonder what the hell happened to the change I made here. Why can't I see this create function? I just see the signature and the functor. Let's do something. I'm gonna open that, and we can do request. And this should have something. What the hell? So does response have stuff in here? It does not. SC install. It says that everything is good. I might need to, you know what? I might actually need to run ECVim again. So hello RE, and then HTTP kit, client, request. No, come on. So there's a function called make, right? Create in this request file. And if I go to source client, I am clearly exposing it. So I expect to be able to just call create like that. But I don't see any of those symbols. I wonder why. I do see the other symbols, such as the I guess module level symbols. Make and S. What about other libraries? Let's see if HTTP AF, big string. Yeah, I see everything from that. Kit LWT. Okay, so I need to add here HTTP kit LWT, which means I'm gonna need my package.json to add here as well. Save. And now I guess I need to do EC install. Okay. So this should mean that if we do H, we see HTTP kit. I think that that wouldn't actually break the compilation though, right? Since, or maybe it would, yeah. Okay, so now essentially I need to throw in all of the resolutions for the other things. So HTTP AF will have to be did you I think you had it in Discord somewhere. Okay, so I guess I can just do add Monteiro and then HTTPF, and I'm just gonna copy these things. Ooh, cool. All right, so we want this one in particular. And for LUDT, we want this one over here. But it should be pointing to the HTTPAF LUDT opam file. And of course, we also need the TLS one. Damn, this guy writes a lot of code. A lot of very useful code. Good call. All right, so let's go to each one of the repos. Oh, nice. I didn't know that. So I guess I can just I don't need this then. So for HTTPAF, we want to use the cherry picking branch, and we want to put the commit there. And for this one, I guess we want the cherry picking branch here as well. No, let's, one sec. We want the pluggable read write. Okay, so if we save that and we install, then SE will pick up the resolutions and it will try to install from those sources instead, right? Cool. So let's go back to the code and let's try to run this thing. So I still don't see this, so I'm going to close the whole thing and run it again. And then go to hello. Now I Don't see it still. I wonder if it's because I need to specify it as a direct dependency rather than an indirect dependency that will be, sorry, rather than as a resolution. Right? So if I do that and I install, so I wonder if, wait, what? No package matching HTTP to LDBT. What do you mean? Opam. It's here. So I'm wondering why it doesn't seem to find or like HTTP kit. But wouldn't I need to use Opam here as well? Bam! Didn't work. Oh, okay. But why did this work? Why did it work with HTTP kit and without the? Okay, now it's doing stuff. Fetching, I like this. Installation is done. So now I expect to be able to autocomplete. No, come on. Okay. I'm gonna close and open again. You're lucky Vim is so fast to start up. If I was working with I don't know, IntelliJ or some of that crap, I would not be able to just close and open again. Right, yeah, that makes sense. Since here we're just referencing HTTP kit. Oi, what is this? I'm gonna close the right hand terminal. Wow. Unbound module. Okay, so this is the error that you got after. I remember this. And yes, okay, that's good. We're replicating the exact same thing. We might be able to fix it. Okay. What? What do you mean it's missing a lock? I think Ulrich was working in a private project and just couldn't do it, but it's all right. Oh, never mind everything I said. I was wrong. Oh, you meant the error. Yeah, the error was here. So I built, and I expect now. And now I can go to hello RE, and then HTTP kit has still just HTTP kit, and I still can't see the actual symbols in it. Now the good thing is that I can run ECVM. At least I can do that, right? Easy install works, easy build. Okay. Trying to build causes the same issue we had before. Really? Oh, come on. I didn't see this. Okay. So these are the same depths that I have? No, these are different. No, they're the same. The shaft for my repo will have changed, but the rest is the same. Cool. So now this is saying that LWT client Dune actually has a library that is not found. So now we can take a look at that. Client Dune HTTPAF LWT. But this is being included. I guess you also need this one. No, I don't know. That doesn't feel right. Some other libs that definitely will be needed are TLS, FPath, but I don't know if those are included in the other OPAM file. I guess this should come from the HTTP kit module. Hey Andre, good to see you around here. Easy build shell. Alright, so if I do EC build shell, and then this should be OPAM HTTP kit. I think it's HTTP kit. No. Alright, so the problem might be that the both OPAM files are using the same build command. Yeah, this feels very official. So my take is that this might be a problem. This points to make build, and this also points to make build, and make build is running this. So it's running the same build command for both. So let's do something. Let's move this out. And for this one in particular, oops. We'll do dune build p, and then we have HTTP kit LWT, and I think all of this needs to be in quotes, separate arguments to the build command. So now we have one, and then we have the other, which is different. I'm just gonna put it here, like that. Yes, okay. That's a good call out. Right, if I can just call dune. Okay, I can call that. And then, yeah, let's begin with this. I'm way too used to make files. Oh, come on, man. You're shaming me already. Code dune. We can replace it with just name. Here, like that. So then I can do this thing in both places. I like that. I don't need to remember to fix the name. So let's do easy install again. And let's do easy build. All right, same error. Don't panic. Running dune build p HTTP kit. Why is this installing this ones in particular? So what I don't know, and this is me not understanding, perhaps not understanding Dune, is why is this particular piece of code being bundled with the main library? That's not what I want. What I want is the code in source to be part of the main library and the code in LWT to be part of the LWT library. So I'm going to ask opam filter sources. Yeah, precisely, but it shouldn't have them. HTTP kit by itself should have no dependencies on LWT. But HTTP kit LWT, the backend for it, should. The problem is that apparently when I run this dune build, right, it is picking up the LWT code, and I don't want it to do that. It doesn't actually have one. Yeah, that's what I'm going into the... Alright, so the issue is dune is not opam, so I can really fix this through opam. Okay, that makes sense. So client and dune, and then in here, there has a public name, but this is assuming that the package will be HTTP kit, where in reality should be package HTTP kit LWT. So if I save that, what happens? Unknown field package. I guess that this will go outside. So let's search dune, read the docs. There you go. Package. Stanzas. So now I should be able to call package like this. So if I do that change that you suggest, conflict between the following libraries. Right. But if I add a package and I say this is part of this package, unknown field package. Okay, so if I go to a library, so I have public name, synopsis, modules, libraries, wrapped, preprocessor, optional, mode. I don't see package anywhere. So it might be that, no. Okay, so package is only for executables. I think that I will actually have to put the package name there. So that means that LWT dune, the server, also needs to do the same thing. And also the top level dune file, public name, like that. So this depends on that one, and this depends on, oops, there as well. Conflict between the following libraries. HTTP kit in the build, required by library, HTTP kit .lwt. Okay, so now I just need to change that. What can go wrong, right? So this should be kit.lwt and then kit.lwt. Do it. Boom, that worked. All right. Now I wonder, how is it the libraries like logs, for example, lets you specify the subpackage LWT whenever you need it, without actually defining a different package name. And I am wondering if it makes sense for HTTP kit, right, to actually have the subpackage LWT and a sync, a node, and so on, and that only gets built if you're using it. But one thing at a time. Let's continue with this. If I build, do I need to install again or no? Okay, so the build says that I can't create the build folder. Interesting. Yeah, you're right. Do I need to install differently? So normally what I would do is dune and then build, and then I guess I need to do something like this. Yeah, but sometimes when you have not built, right, it prompts you to do dune build install. Actually, I would refrain from using sometimes, and I would say it asks you that. So my question next is, does dune actually need a -p flag for everything? And what does the -p flag actually stand for? Packages. Okay, it looks like you would need it then. Okay, so I need to do one single command. What are you saying there? Dune install, http-kit install, prefix. Gotcha. So what I want to run is dune install. Okay, so if I do a dune clean, right? I want to do dune install http-kit.install. Fine. Stop complaining. We'll get there. We'll do some NC. So this is asking me to build, but is there anything that I can do to build and install at the same time in a single command? Are you sure? Dune install http-kit. Yeah, I still need to do the build. Right, but that's the point. My opam file right now has both things, but they seem to be run as one. So I wonder if what's the syntax for running multiple commands? Okay, now that makes so much more sense. So that's the syntax for multiple commands. So I just need to do this. Do build, the package name, install, and then install. And that should work. Right, it did something differently. Koa, who makes sure? Okay, so I need prefix in install. But I don't want this to just work with EC. How will this work as a regular opam package? Set prefix. You have the prefix somewhere here. Let me find out how the. I have no idea how to scroll back in this thing. I have not learned yet. Could you please paste that command again? I can't seem to scroll up to see what you said before. Oh, okay, never mind. I'm gonna just do this. No, damn it. There you go. That should work. Okay, so prefix should be this thing over here. There we go. It's doing things. Cool. So install http-kit, build log operation not permitted. I must not segfault. Uncertainty is mind killer. Oh, I love this. This is brilliant. Yeah, actually, I don't have it prefixed. I wonder what happens if I don't use name there. Same thing. I guess the name, oops, wrong. The name works a little better. Remove build command from install. Build P. So the command looks all right. Right? That one over there. And then this one over here. Ah, 1 sec. I need to go to the bathroom. I am back. Okay, so let's do reading up. Where's it because I haven't built any libraries back? We do. Just a monorepo of, okay. Right, I can try adding the root dot. No, what did I do? Okay, there you go. Building again. I am happy though the build is quite fast. This seems to be doing different things. All right, so it finished building HTTP kit and now it's failing with something else. All right, so same process for the other one. I'm just going to copy these commands. They should be fairly portable. And just do boom. There we go. That's all right. I can just remove all. All right, it's EC dune. That's the one I wanted to run. Yeah, I reckon it's just it's dune commands, so it's fine. All right, let's go back to the source. If I go to hello, then now I finally expect this thing to have access to all of the stuff. Okay. It does. I see HTTP kit and the other one as well, the LWT backend. So if I go to client and request, please, yes, yes. I can see the here the create method. that takes some optional headers and a body and a method and a URI. Okay, so let's just build a URI of string, and we'll say https github.com. Let's do api.github.com, and I think it's users, and we're gonna retrieve. I know, right? Finally, it worked. It took a while, but of course, the library I'm trying to use was broken. After 1 hour. Okay. So we get that over there, and we want to build a request that goes over, it's a get, really. So let's see if the type of this is good. Yeah, we have a request there. Okay, so we have this thing over here. It's a request. It's completely agnostic from the transport that you're using. So if you want to use LWT and whatever, then you can do it. If you want to use async or node, then you can do it. You can use it. You just need to implement the backend for that IO library on HTTP. Okay, so we have our request. Let's call this rec, right? It's nicely formatted there. Yeah, I know. I think the bridge is faster than the stream. So you get the text faster than I can, that you get my voice. Okay, so we have a request, and now we actually want to send this thing. So we probably want to use the bridge. So if we go to HTTP LWT, then here we have the client, and we have a module for HTTP or HTTPS. And we need HTTPS to be able to send a request over this, and we can do send. But since that send takes a config, so we can do. Okay, first let's check the signature of send. So we see, damn it, what we're up for. It takes a TLS config and a request, and returns you result, a promise of a result of the response, some body that you can read, and or a connection error. Cool. So now if we do config, then we can come up with a configuration type. Thankfully, this same HTTPS module has inside a config module that we can use for building quickly some configurations for sending HTTPS requests. And this is a completely experimental API that Ulrich has been helping me with. So here we have a config module. I think, okay, as per usual, my local opens do not work, so I'll have to do a complete open. and we have a module config, and in here we have no authentication or from PEMS. So I'm gonna go with no auth. We just really need no authentication for this. It just has to be over TLS. And by no auth, it means that it's still gonna use a secure channel. It's just not gonna use any special credentials for it. So we have that over there. We can probably, one sec. We can probably just do open here and 222. If we do this, bow. There you go. Brilliant. But now this returns as a promise. If we look at the type of this whole thing, request, and we call it, and then we get a promise. So we just need to pipe this into lwt main.run, and this will actually be a value. So if I save, this doesn't work. You can do local openstack like that. Okay. I'm seeing some errors, but beyond this incredibly annoying paths that look super weird and confusing, I think it's just me calling some functions improperly. Are there any plans for making any of this more developer friendly? I'm perfectly fine with something that tells me this is a private file, don't touch it. But this is quite verbose. Okay, cool. So I can just run reformat error dune like that. Is that how it works, or maybe I need to pass this there? Interesting. Yeah, they are verbose, 100%. But they look like paths that I can read somehow. Yeah. Nothing. I'm just using Merlin directly, and the OmniFunc. So you're saying this should work? Okay, let's take it for a spin. Oh yeah, this looks very, very nice. But I don't mind the camel errors. Refute error? Do I have that? I don't have refuter. EC refuter? I don't seem to have that. I'm gonna go with reformat error. Maybe that's what you meant. Oh, no worries. It's okay. Reformatter. Can I? Oh, that's okay. I can read the camel error, so it's fine. Don't worry. I'll just do that over there. And now we should have, what do we have here? A result. Great. So we can say let response or result, and then we just switch on this thing. And didn't manage to type res. Why? Switch. So when it's an okay, we get something here. What is it that we get? Okay, we get response and the body, but we don't want that. We don't want to deal with that. So let's just say response, and then body. There is a combinator that will extract the body from a response asynchronously for us. And then in here, we will just get the body. So this would be the body, and then we can just do a printf. Actually, let's do logs dot app. And if we get an error, then we'll just say, oops, error. Cool. So this build, I think. Yeah, perfect. I just need to open lwt result.infix. And now, what is it? Yeah, that's okay. Okay, so this is not error, this is error. I think all of those opinions make perfect sense. I know most people work with the error reporting within the editor. I just happen to prefer to have it separately. That's all. Like most of the time, he will tell you, "Hey, this line and then this character," and then I know exactly where to go. Cool. All right, so this means that we have a command that we can run. So if I run hello x, this did not do what I expected. Huh. And I think I know what the problem is. And the problem is that I actually need to set up the watcher. I know, right? It's super cool. Happy to have you as a guest in any reasonable coding episode, like today. But, you know, better prepared. So I'm just going to go here. And I'm going to copy some of these logger setups that I already have over there. Boom. Nice. Okay, so now we're starting to see some of the problems. We're going to need some more dependencies. Yes, I'm going to have to specify them as opam, and then logs, and I want the latest version, and I want the format as well. Anything else? Yeah, that should be all. So now I need to do easy install, and it will install them. And I'm hoping that the watcher will just restart the build and pick up the new libraries. We'll see how it goes. Whoa, what? Okay, I'm missing a comma there and a comma here. Cool. Things are installed. Everything's built. Let's fly. Ready? Go. I did not expect it to rebuild these things. Okay, so something went wrong. I'm guessing this is not the URL that I think it is. It might be you, sir. No, this is. What? Come on. So what went wrong really? You know what I'm really missing in these editors is proper deconstruction support. I'm gonna do a live stream sometime soon on Idris, on dependently typed languages and type-driven development, and Idris does such a good job at deconstructing everything for you. You have a variant, you just say, "Hey, deconstruct this thing," and then it just knows what to do, knows how to expand it. It even does that with type signatures. I mean, it has enough information in the type signature to sometimes even implement the function for you. Okay, yeah, I can run it without JQ, but as you can see here, it's just saying, "Oops, error." Yeah, that makes sense. So now let's log this thing, right? Let's do X and then oops, and then let's do error to string X. Cool. We can implement this function now. To string. Yeah. So the errors that we have are these two. So I'm gonna copy those. See, this is the part that I'd like to avoid this thing. You know, like, oh, what's the variant that I'm using? Okay, go there, copy the thing. You know, it's not. Could be worse, but it could be much better. Something went wrong when reading the body. And then we have this other error here, which I think HTTPIF may have a function for turning this into string. No, it doesn't seem to work as all the time. Sometimes it works. Most of the time most of the times it doesn't do much. I haven't actually spent too much time trying to get it to work all the time consistently. So that's on me. So how do I turn this thing, this error, into a string? Next read, report, request, error handler, request, no. Country, response. Anything in private? No. Serialization. Let me go back to the library. I think I remember having access to that somewhere. I know that I definitely have implemented, perhaps in this other library here. Messages, no, CLI, the CLI package should have messages, and in here there should be a connection error. Connection error to string. Yeah, okay. Something to maybe include inside of HTTP kit then. Function to nicely handle those things. So connection error to string, and then error, bam, save. Now it should build, should be okay. Run, go. Malformed response, and I think I know why. The problem is that GitHub actually requires us to specify some headers. So we need to set the headers for user agent. And we'll say EC test. Cool. So if we run it now, we should have a bunch of output. Nice. If we go through JQ, then we'll see the output nicely. And this is using HTTPS to make a request. If we were to change from HTTPS to HTTP, we can essentially just change the module. All the transport configuration, all the TLS security happens at the send function level. So the same request code that you have still works. I realize there's a trade-off between packing the request with all this information, right? Or the transport, right? I think right now I like it best if the transport handles this thing. I'm not entirely sure how we can standardize across different backends, such as native and Node and whatnot. So it might be best to leave the standardization of the TLS configuration to each specific backend, or at least the native ones versus the Node ones, rather than trying to pull this into every request, which will also make all of your requests smaller, which means that if you have to send 10,000 requests, you don't need to do the same allocation of the TLS config for each one of them. You just do it once and pass it on the transport. Hopefully that makes some sense. All right, but now we need a server that doesn't have HTTPS, and for that I'm gonna just run a small local host server here. Hello SE, like that. We don't need headers. Save it like that. Boom. And if I go one level up in HTTP kit, there's some tools, and I can just run some of them. Echo server. Build. Cool. And it's already being used. Great. What is using it? I wonder. And I am already running an echo server here. So I'm going to close it. Go away. Go away. Run again. It's running. So now we should be able to run the request and get something back. But we won't get JSON back. We just get the path that we're passing in, which in this case should be hello SE. So if we do this and it runs, okay, I guess we just get a number back, 1. But we saw the request being logged here. So switching from one to the other seems fine. Wow, all right. I kind of like it easy. I don't know why I keep saying SE. It just sounds to me like it should be called SE. That's my Spanish speaking background. SE, easy. I kind of like it. I think it's already made me it forced me to make HTTP kit better by narrowing down specifically what libraries should be available for what sub packages and whatnot. And I think that's invaluable. I wouldn't have figured that out on my. I would have had to figure that out on my own with Dune and OPAM. So at the very least, I'd say that for building libraries, this makes perfect sense. So you really tie down the dependencies that you have. I reckon that for building applications, it must be even better. Okay, so what if we add a package.json to HTTP kit? What do you think about that? Yes, no, potato. hard is it to do that? Okay. Cool. So there's a command for me to in the meantime, I'm going to commit some things here. HTTP-Git. I'm going to add the opam files. So meta fix. Let's amend here. If we intend HTTP-Git to be usable from Windows 2, then relying on makefiles, well, still workable. It's a little less. Can be an inconvenience. It's been a long time since I used any makefiles on Windows. A long time. But it was not nice back then. We're talking 2005, 2006 maybe. Okay, so now the next thing here will be tighten up. No. Meta fix package naming. Apparently, the names of the packages made Dune believe that HTTP-Git LWT should be a subpackage of HTTP-Git, whereas it should be an entirely separate one. Cool, we have that there. Right, I'm just wondering if it's okay. Used to be an easy import opam. It was removed because easy worked with opam. You can use easy with opam easily. All right, so if you were to use this library, right? If you were to say, I'm gonna install HTTP-Git on my project, which hopefully now you can due to the fixes we did to the opam files, you would just go about and say yarn add like that. So yarn easy add Ostera HTTP-Git, something like that. You would have to manually add your when you say via dependencies, you mean manually editing your package.json. All right. So essentially, I have to go to my package.json and say, I will have this, I will add HTTP-Git and HTTP-Git LWT and so on. Right, because it's unpublished, right? So I'm still on version 0. 0.9. I could easily publish and just break the interface over and over. It's a major 0, so it's fine. How do you go about publishing a package like this to npm then? Although there probably already is an HTTP kit, I can just namespace it with my username. Holy crap, this streaming software just destroys my CPU. Okay, so when you say change from opam to package.json, what do you mean? You mean that I should yarn init here and I create the package.json file? Oof, what did I put for description? Entry point. Yes. Is there a problem if my library is installable both via opam and npm? I remember Jordan said something about essentially if another, let's say a C library depends on the npm version and D library depends on the opam version, then an E library that depends on C and D is going to have trouble because the dependencies of their dependencies are the same, but they're treated as differently because of where they come from. Okay, so I should just, if I just have an opam file, then I should be able to. Yeah, I would hate to have to keep those things in sync all the time. It's basically racist. Well, opam was there first, so give it time. So what you're saying is that I should just keep it the way it is, and if people want to install this via opam, they can just pim the repo, and if they want to install it via EC, they can just add the resolution. That makes sense to me. So let's add something in the README here. Installation, installing. You can install by pinning with opam. Or by installation. Let's see what the level is. 4 for installing with opam. And then we can do an installing with EC. You can install by dropping the following dependencies in your package.json. Boom, 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 JSON. And then I guess it will look a little bit like the ones that I have. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna do, Kwa. I'm just gonna go here. I'm gonna say I want this little bits, right? So I'm just gonna copy those. Pa, 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 pa. Not all of it, just that, right? And in here, boom. This probably is not going to be a link. This is going to be on Stera. Same thing here, right? And then after this, we want to have a hash. Can we use head? When you specify something, can you say head like that? It looks like so. No, my project should not build. I did not save. Nope, I can't. Yeah, I guess. Is there any environment? Does GitHub does any replacement? GitHub readme replace current head. There might be something in here. Nope. I mean, I can just use this shaft for now. Note, make sure you're using... Wait. Oh, I need the latest. Okay, make sure you're using the latest commit hash SHA. Good call. Okay, so that means that I should actually be able to use this thing. Right? That SHA is published. So if it works, then I'm good. Oysters. In Spanish, it's similar as well. It's oysters. So I've heard that before. Cool. It appears that easy is really easy to use after you get the hang of it. I mean, we've been here for what? Just a little over 2 hours, and we've learned so much, not just the setup, but also how to run commands, how to do debugging of the setup, and some of the internals. We've already played around with publishing as well, and now we're taking a look at... Okay, I understand that. I will come up with something, I promise. All right, So that means this hash works, the build works. So if I run the command again, after we built, okay, now it's, I guess now it's pulling down stuff. Yeah, it worked. Okay. This is very interesting. I don't know how I'm gonna develop again without easy. It's hard to believe the way that sounds. Sounds horrible. But it's really useful for nailing down what dependencies you have, and it's definitely helped me publish a better library. Okay, so I'll add this there. Docs, update readme. Me with easy instructions. Wait, before we do that, I'm actually gonna bump the versions, because we did do some changes in this PR. And that means meta bump version package. Don't look at my password. There you go. Good. So now the shell will be different, but still. Potato, tomato. Same thing. Cool. I think I was just originally mad at Easy for not being Bazel. And that's kind of like when you first learn of Go and they tell you, oh, there's no generics and there's so few, the tools for abstracting are this and that. You go like, oh, gross. I hate this language. I'm never going to like it. And then you go to a conference like Carrion and you hear Steve Francia really talk about why they're building Go the way they're building it. And it makes perfect sense. For the scale of Google, if you do have abstractions as powerful as functors, Camel, then having to rebuild terabytes of code because some library that had a very common abstraction and it was reused everywhere changed, it's just unfeasible. It doesn't make sense. But at the pace we're going, might be sooner than later that Dune is just fast enough to rebuild a terabyte-sized repository in under a day. But I don't know if there's any terabyte-sized or Camel code bases, anyways. I mean, Dune is really fast, and I really like it. So sorry, I didn't mean to, bash on it. Okay, so we have a PR open already here for HTTP Kit. I'm gonna move the windows a little so we see the PR better. And if you'd like to review it with me, then maybe we can get it merged. And we have a library that works for EC as well. And we also have an example that we used. Yeah, I think definitely Jane Street has large code bases. I don't know if it's Google scale. All right. We added a P flag to Doom build, and then we removed traces of LWT from the client, which was a small change. We're gonna do change commit by commit. We can do that. We just needed to use the IO type that's already specified when you build a functor. And we removed a bunch. I really, really like this change because I wouldn't have cut this otherwise. Same for this one, fixing the missing lib there. And then there's this change. This is not a new line, it's just a break line. Line break. Cool. And then the renaming of the packages with the reference there to what Andre was saying. Is it Andre or Andre? And here we add instructions for installing it with everything else. Oh, this is using tabs. Damn it. So close. So close. Let's fix that. Ta-da! And yeah, okay, so I can just amend and commit docs use spaces, not tabs. Well, I don't know. I have self tabs in Vim, so they get translated to 2 spaces. You know, I like pressing the tab button. I just don't like them to be there. And we have a version bump in what I hoped were 2 different changes. What the hell did the last commit change then? Oh, okay. I think in this particular case, let's do the right thing. Let's go back here, here. No, there. Soft. Cool. Have that. One more. There we go. Cool. And then we can do cam, bump, meta, bump version. Cool. That's one thing. And now with the hash, the new hash, we could just add it. To the rest. Cool. All right, I like that better. Save. I'm gonna merge this. Merged. Deleted. Ooh. Nice. So if such a hook was possible, then it will never end. I mean, it will run over and over again, because every time that you change the contents and the hash changes, and then you need to run the git hook again to get the contents and so on and so forth. Okay, this has been a lot of fun. If you guys are interested in running the lib, then, you know, you have instructions to do that. Yeah, I know. Pre-commit hook. Yes. That will mean that you have to replicate the way that Git does hashes, so that then you get the same hash of the same contents. Which might not be a terrible idea, actually. Come to think of it, maybe Git should have a way of telling you, hey, the current hash for the changes that you had should be this one. I do not know, but maybe Andre knows. I mean, ultimately, branches are just literally just refs to hashes. I would very much like to be able to do owner repo and PAM file and then do head, for example. I think that would be a great thing to have. I know it breaks hermeticity. That's why you also don't do it in Bazel. But as you're developing something, you probably want to stay ahead of the changes. But of course, for releases, you definitely don't want to do this. Okay, let's see who's saying what on Discord. I am getting so hungry, haven't eaten anything yet. And I think that we're gonna be calling it a day afterwards. Okay, so I guess we didn't really go through the concepts or the project configuration. We probably should have at some point, but it looks a little bit empty. You might need some help. So maybe we can go to the repo and try to contribute back with some things. Solution commands. In essence, okay, perfect. This is all of the options that you can put inside of your package.json. And then I guess it explains how the environment works. Today has been a terrible live stream. I think I've just been working on something that I felt I wanted to work rather than exploring what EC is and how it works and what it can do for you or me. But hopefully you'll learn something on the way too. Anyways, I'm gonna call it a night now. I wanna go eat something. I am starving. Thank you, Ulrich. Thank you, Koa, and thank you, Andre. I'm just butchering your name now. Sorry about that. Thanks for the help trying to get everything set up. Thank you, especially Ulrich, for doing some work on HTTP Kit and trying to use it and see the ergonomics of the API. I think we can do something nice, but just we need to try it out. I do not know what code snippet you refer to. Are you talking about this? Yes, I can absolutely do that. Gist source bin hello. This is handy. Just sending the link like that. It's cool. I like it. But also, if you go into the repo, you have tools, and the tools are small examples. And in here, I actually included an example of how to use that from PEMS. I haven't yet included the passphrase, but I think this can get you started. and we can look at how to add the passphrase a little later on. Right, cool, no worries. All right, as I was saying, thank you everybody for your help and being here. Thank you the people who work on Easy. I guess it's Andre Pop and Jordan Walk. And if you like this, just make sure to tune in to some of the other events that are gonna be coming on soon. If you go to events, for example, oops, I can't see it here. Events. You'll see that there is at least one more that I have planned, and then I'm taking some vacation until the the end of January, so I won't be able to plan or stream a lot more. But until then, you can take a look at on the 9th, tomorrow, we'll actually be switching gears and writing some Erlang. We're going to build a GraphQL API in Erlang and contrast this to how... Yeah, okay. Thank you, Brian Phelps, right? Yes, for the work you're doing in Easy. So yeah, on tomorrow's, possibly, I think I'm going to push it to the day after that. The live stream, we're going to be building a GraphQL API in Erlang, and it's going to be, like from zero, like, okay, what is Erlang and so on. I have some experience, so I'll be able to cover those quite well, I believe. But I haven't worked with the GraphQL library for Erlang, and I want to contrast how it looks and works and feels in comparison to the recent one, the OCaml GraphQL server library. And then a little forward, and this is something I'm going to try to record while I'm away on vacation. It's essentially an exploration of what is it the garbage collector is doing in Reason Native, how it works, what are the internal representation of the data structures. So we get a little deeper into, okay, this is what's making my application run. Naturally, if you've liked this, please follow so you'll get the notifications for these events. And if you want to go into any one of them in particular, you can also click on subscribe here. It looks like this. Remind me. Yes, you click on remind me, and then boom, you will be reminded. Lastly, if you did not catch the whole of the live stream and you want to take a look, or you want to take a look at the old ones that are unfortunately not on Twitch anymore because Twitch removes everything after a few days, I've also started a YouTube channel with the same name, Reasonable Coding. You can have a look at. All of the live streams end up here, one way or another. Some of them are really long, so you can watch them in like 2 or 3x, and it should be okay. But most of them include a lot of explorations and, essentially stream of consciousness thinking, plus a lot of, essentially me teaching myself something. Hopefully you'll learn something on the way as well. And I think that's it. Try HTTP Kit. Try Easy. And stay reasonable. I will see you tomorrow or the day after. Bye-bye.